All right, everybody, let's get started. The City of Cotulla Council will meet for a regular meeting on Thursday, December 9, 2021 at 7 p.m. at the Alexander Convention Center, Room 290, North IH 35, Axis Road, Cotulla, Texas. This is an open meeting subject to open meeting laws of the state of Texas. Roll call. I believe there's only one councilman missing, that be Mr. Juan Garcia.
He's getting an infusion in San Antonio and he has to be excused.
I need a first motion to excuse Mr. Juan Garcia.
Motion.
First by Mr. Rodriguez, second by Mr. Reynaldo Garcia. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 3. Will everybody please join me on the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Citizens to be heard. City Council cannot discuss any present issue, nor may any action be taken on any given issue at this time. Ms. City Secretary, was there any citizens to be heard? No citizens to be heard. Moving on to item number 5, Diplomatary and Committee Reports. I would like for Mr. Martinez to go first. Sanitation.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Mr. Dovalina. In your package, you have my sanitation transfer station monthly report. There are some items that I would like to point out to y'all. The backup roll-off cable cylinder got replaced after all at Reliance in San Antonio, and now at the current time, the City of Catula carries 2 roll-offs that are in use, and if one breaks down, we have another one to continue going with the process. The new garbage truck, as we discussed last month, when we got the cable mechanism, the levers fixed at the Reliance also in San Antonio, and that one's already back in service also, and it's already picking up containers and is being used to utilize going to Farlington. Being that that's the newest truck, we're taking that truck to Farlington to pick up that container that we have out there. One of the last items that I want to explain to you all, that during the sanitation holiday schedules, the sanitation department will operate during the Christmas and New Year's holidays to provide service to the residents and businesses for the citizens of Cotulla. No commercial pickups will be taking place on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, which fall on a Saturday. Everybody will be off. Commercial residential routes, which includes the roll-off, will run all week during the holidays, except on Saturday. So everybody's trash will be picked up Monday through Friday. All residents, citizens, it accumulates a lot during the holidays, so we don't pick it up. When we come back from the holidays, 4 days of being away, that's a lot of wear and tear on the truck and on the individuals, the hard labor. But the transfer station will be open on New Year's Day and on Christmas Day until 3 p.m. for the citizens to go dispose of their trash. If that's my monthly report. If there's any questions, any comments, suggestions.
I have a question about the brush pickup. Are you in charge of that?
I believe, Mr. Thomas, would that be close?
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, my brush is being picked up. I don't have a problem with it, but I've heard from other citizens that their brush doesn't get picked up. So I was wondering what type of procedure do we have in place to make sure that the brush is checked? Like if they pile it up next to their yard for people to pick it up. What procedures in place to make sure that everybody gets checked? Or how do we ensure that
there isn't any brush pickup. People are supposed to take the brush to the brush collection yard.
Okay, that's because I just put I cut some branches and I left them by my yard. Somebody picked them up, so I assumed we had something.
Well,
in place.
I think it could be the county.
It could be the county. Sometimes they do that.
But sometimes we do pick it up because it's an eyesore, and so we do it as a courtesy, but normally that is not done.
Okay, so it's not a service.
Or even at high winds.
If you want to start brush collection, what you need to do is come up with an ordinance that says that you have to cut the branches at 4-foot intervals, and you've got to create a size where they're manageable by people by hand so that they can put it in the trucks. Otherwise, we won't be able to do it.
So you're saying like have a little area where that's where they put their brush?
No.
And sizes.
No, you
The
actually
size.
cut the sizes
So you'll
cut
be
it
able to
the
pick
right
them up.
size.
so
Okay,
you
I
can
get
pick
it.
them up by hand.
Yes.
because we don't have a grapple.
Yes. Okay. No, I was just thinking we had something in place because I didn't tell anybody to pick up my brush and it got picked up. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we must have something going on.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like bragging, like, oh yeah, you got to put it there. And they're like, nobody picks up my brush. So I was like, well, let me find out.
We do have an elderly person that doesn't have a vehicle or anybody to dispose of it. They do call to do a service order, and the guys do go out and help the elderly to take the brush down.
Okay.
So if we get a service order done, they can.
That's how it
Yeah, especially when there's high winds or a storm or things of that nature, that trees got ripped out of the ground, and then we do assist in something like that. But
But
other than that, no, normally we
it's not
don't.
done, and so if you wish to do it, we need to set up something to do it.
It would be some kind of ordinance to set up.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I have
Any
no
other questions for Mr. Martinez,
Not at this time.
Councilman?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Martinez, thank you very much.
Thank you. On a last note, Mayor, Mr. Dovalina, and City Council members, if I don't get to see you, Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas, okay?
Thank you, your family.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you for sweeping the airport road and the parking lot.
Dave, any new issues on our water?
As far as water system, all has been running.
Or the
fairly
status
well.
on the elevated tank?
Yes, sir. Hi, Council, Mayor. So I had three items I wanted to bring up, and the first would be the water tower that we're building. McGuire Iron is on site. They are building the tower. They're building the bowl of the tower, or the bottom of the bowl of the tower, on the ground right now, and they're welding it. And they have maybe one set of legs for the tower on site, and they're waiting for probably 3 more legs to come in. So they're going to be a while, actually welding on the ground before they start erecting the tower. But they are working on it on a daily basis. Of course, they left for Thanksgiving and went home, but they're back and they're working on it. The Pool Street project, they're progressing on that one also. The actual water line is completed. 1,931 feet of line has been installed along with services. This week they did one connection. They have Stadium Drive. They have a connection there to do, and then they have one other connection after that, and then they'll be complete with the line. They're already doing the grading, and they're doing the driveways and everything needed to put the asphalt down. One thing that they have explained that they're lacking on the project is at the bridge there's going to be railings put up, and they have them on order and they haven't arrived yet. So they are waiting for those. They're hoping that they will come in on time. And that's pretty much all I have for the Pool Street.
Can I ask a question
Sure.
on that one, sir? Like you said, there's going to be railing, but it's pending on the material.
Correct.
Railing for the pedestrians, so they won't.
Yeah, it's like they're going to have like a little walkway there, and it's going to have railings so they can hold on to it, or they won't fall off the bridge or
Okay.
anything like that. Last month's meeting, you had asked for an update on generators, and we came up with an idea to get rentals
Okay.
this winter. The city we have gotten rentals for Buckley Well and the well between Cherokee and Choctaw.
So it's already been installed on that one, or not
No,
yet?
they're not installed yet. It came to me that January and February were going to be the months that we put generators.
Okay.
So that's starting by January 1st, they're going to have them on site.
Okay.
So the generator costs, I got 3 separate quotes. Sunbelt was the lowest at $10,400 a month for the generators.
Okay.
To get them up and running.
Each
and
one,
maintained.
or
And that's
for
for
both?
both?
For both.
For both.
So the highest I had was 14,000. So, and then there was one in the middle at about 12. But Sunbelt's a reputable company, and I think
Correct.
they'll be okay.
So in March is the day that the original will be installed, right? In March?
Excuse me?
The ones that we purchased will be installed in March, am I correct?
I don't think it's going to be that quick.
Not yet?
No, we may be through planning at that point. I don't think we're going to have generators operational until fall next year.
Okay.
So they've got a lot of stuff we have to do before we get to
Okay.
that point.
We're hoping to finish the design by March.
Okay.
Yeah, design should be complete by March.
Okay.
And then they go through the bidding process and everything else. So that's all I had. If there's any questions.
Dave, on Pool Street, if all the water lines are in place and all the connections are done, I know that we're missing the rail, but would construction begin on paving on the streets or anything like that, or we have to wait for that first?
No, there's nothing pending to stop them from paving the road, and the completion date is Christmas Day on the project. We expect it to be completed by Christmas Day.
Excellent.
I do see going, there are a few driveways that have yet to be paved. We were put concrete. I know there's 3, 4, maybe 5 that haven't been done yet that are scheduled to be done. So that'll also be done here shortly.
He has to do compaction test on
Correct.
the soil to make sure that it's the right moisture before he begins to put in the oil and the black base.
Mhm.
And so he's got to do that first.
Right. So, any other questions?
So those drain boxes that are there on the side, those are for the bridge area?
Yep, that's for the creek. They're gonna have an actual drain up on Pool Street. The water's gonna cycle down into those boxes and go out through the creek.
Okay.
Any other questions for Dave?
No, sir.
David?
Thank you.
David, thank you very much for that report.
All right, thank you.
The gas department? Gerardo?
You forgot wastewater.
Good evening, everybody.
That'd be Jimmy.
Gas department, last month we had 7 leaks around town, and those leaks were a grade 3. And I think in your packet you have a list of how we grade those leaks, grade 1, 2, and 3. Grade 3 meaning non-hazardous. So all the leaks, all 7 leaks were grade 3. We had a leak at McDonald's. It was on a reducer, so that reducer was replaced. We had one at the Fairfield Inn that was on a shutoff valve, and it was leaking internally, so we went ahead and replaced that. Las Palmas skilled nursing and rehabilitation, there was a small leak around the reducer, so we went ahead and replaced the flange, the reducer, and the nipple, and also the flange gasket, along with the bolts. Stadium Drive, we had a small leak on the 1-inch main line, and the leak was repaired by a 1 1/4 main line, and the repair was used by using a 1 1/4 wraparound clamp. We also had a leak on Stadium Drive and Upholstery, which the contractor actually damaged that line, and we had the company from Garcia that we've used before to do projects here in Catula. We called them to do emergency repair. That repair was paid by the contractor since they were the one who damaged the line on there. We also had 2 leaks in residential meters. One at 607 South Main. Leak was on the customer side. The customer was notified and the gas was shut off until the repairs were made, which was Saturday night, which is a call out. So Monday morning, he had everything fixed and went out there, turned it off, and had gas. Another leak at 202 North Guerrero. That was a grade 3 leak on the shutoff valve, and the shutoff valve was also replaced. The only pending leak we have right now for the gas department is at 35 and Oxford Street, which is in Gardendale, which is going to be our main line. It's a 4-inch line right along the railroad track, so we're going to schedule that in the few weeks to come. Also, we're also doing a new gate at the district regulator station. The gate will be 6 feet high with barbed wire on top and a gate to drive in for one vehicle to drive in.
Can you explain the area that you're mentioning right there? Where is it located exactly?
Which one, sir?
The one you just mentioned right now for the gate and the fence.
It's going to be on Main, right behind the RV park.
Okay.
That's our district regular station.
Am I correct? Is there only 1 entrance or 2 entrances for that location?
There's one by the fire station, and there used to be another entrance that you would go between the county yard and Friesenheim garage, going toward the back on that right of way next to the track.
Is it that still being maintained, mowed, and things like that, just in case we do have to one route or?
It's just a matter of getting Frankie to cut the grass.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I think it's still being mowed and all that stuff.
Okay.
So if not, I'll get with Frankie and
Okay.
he'll go.
But he did cut the fire station.
Yes.
Yes.
I noticed that there's one item here that is not here, that I noticed that they removed the gas meter at the high school?
Yes, we haven't scheduled that yet.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that
schedule
because
that.
it was just a minor leak or?
No, it wasn't a minor leak. They just wanted to, removed. I guess it was on the exit on Main Street.
Okay.
But the new exit coming off on Main Street, they called. They wanted it removed. So
Because that gas feeds the school, am I correct?
Which one?
That's where, behind the high school, where the baseball field is. There's 1 meter's missing that they took it off. I was just wondering, maybe, because I know that the city doesn't use gas anymore. They used to.
The school does.
there's a meter.
Yeah.
There's a meter on Guadalupe Street for the high school, and that one is not being used. That gas is not being used, and it's locked.
Okay, because the meter's not there no more. That was just what I mentioned, because we take care of the baseball field, and we saw that it was missing. And somebody took it off. So I was just wondering if you
Oh,
could
yeah,
look into it.
correct. Yeah, we're waiting on parts for that one, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still waiting on parts. Okay. Yeah, I had the guys take it off because we were missing some parts, so we just went ahead and
Okay.
took it off by the shutoff valve and locked it. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
You do have enough parts and all that for.
Yes, I'm actually starting to get that. I got with David, and he gave me a contact who deals with parts for natural gas.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
and I sent him a list, and he should be getting that to me
Okay.
pretty quick. So.
We've been
appreciate it.
using one supplier in the past, and we want to be able to have 2 or 3 suppliers so we can compare prices.
Yeah, the reason I say that because just as long as they have enough supplies, because
Yeah.
so they won't run out or anything like that.
We just need to make sure that they're not overcharging us.
Correct,
so
correct,
Keep everybody
correct.
honest.
Any other questions for Gerardo
No, sir.
on the gas department? Councilman?
Thank you.
No, sir.
Gerardo, thank you very much for that report. Jimmy, wastewater?
Good evening, council.
Evening.
Just to let y'all know, we did get Badger out here last month to clean out some 4 lift stations. One being 2 at the wastewater treatment plant, 1 at the wastewater treatment plant, 2 on 468 and the Jack Curtis lift station. The 2 at 468 and Jack Curtis had grease, and the one at the wastewater treatment plant, that one had a lot of debris, causing a lot of our pumps to get clogged up, and we were cleaning them at least twice a day. And since this has been happening, I was speaking with David. It started off just calling Badger once a year, then it's moved on to twice a year, and now we're calling them at least 3 to 4 times a year to come out and clean the lift stations. And once we get the mechanical bar screen installed at the wastewater treatment plant, that would help alleviate the issues with the debris and the clogging of the pumps there at the wastewater treatment plant.
Do you know if the prison ever reinstalled the bar screen at the prison?
No, sir, I'm not sure, but I know they do have one, and they should be cleaning it
David?
every day.
Last year, the bar screen was replaced at the prison. They have a manhole out in the rec yard, and they put a bar screen in there, and they're supposed to clean it daily. At this point, I do not know if the bar screen is still in place or if they're actually cleaning it daily like they should be.
But was the stuff that was in the prison, in the main lift station, were they Whitebees and ramen noodle wraps?
We are still getting ramen noodle wrappers. They have not increased compared to what it has been in the past. What has increased is the baby wipes. We have a very, very large amount of baby wipes coming into our system. And we do currently have bar screens to clear this stuff out, but it's so much that it just can't even handle it at this point. Like he said, last month we cleaned out the lift station. I bet you I go there tomorrow and I look in it, and it's going to look almost identical to what it is.
You need to schedule a meeting with the warden.
With the warden?
Yeah.
Is there any way that we can advise or tell the people that try not to put wipes in them?
We kind of go out to like the nursing home
Yeah.
and ask them not to do that. They still do it.
Yeah.
And the people at the prison do it a lot.
Okay.
And the thing, on the packages they say flushable, so they're, for them you're supposed to flush it, it'll dissolve, but they don't do that. I mean, the wipes are too thick. They won't
They don't
disintegrate
dissolve.
in the wastewater
The
system.
other issue concerning this same thing is that we have a very large amount of sewer backups in a month. They're not major sewer backups, which would be a sewer backup that's in the street, but we'll have customers call to clean out their sewer line, their lateral line outside of their house to the street. And I would imagine that 90% of those sewer backups are baby wipes stuck in their lines. Now, we do it as a courtesy. If they have a clean out there, we will clean out their line on the outside of the property. Mainly, we are looking for, is the problem on the city side or is it actually the customer's issue? We tell them, please don't flush the baby wipes. Please don't flush the baby wipes, but it's never ending and it's sporadic all over the city. You know, every month there's probably 30 to 50 sewer backups of that nature. So it's a pretty big problem here. Probably everywhere it's a problem.
Yeah.
Dave, do we have any chemicals that can dissolve that? Make it,
No.
no?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's the biggest problem with the baby wipes. They just don't dissolve. Toilet paper dissolves, and by the time it gets to the plant, it's non-existent. Baby wipes turn into something that looks like a mop head, and they just collect and they build. And they cost us a lot of money destroying pumps and different things that we have, and then having vacuum truck come and clean them out.
Overall, on your pumps, you don't have nothing break down right now. Overall,
No, sir, not on the pumps. We're fortunate enough to catch it in time. We like in the mornings. That's the first thing the guys do. They'll go and check the pumps. They'll notice something's not right. They let us know. They go pull the pump out, and sure enough, there's nothing but wipes and what we call mop heads.
yeah.
And I mean, sometimes it can be small, or at times it's like they're just wrapped all around the impellers, and it causing them not to pump. Also, Arias came out and started doing the geotechs for the drying beds. They cleaned out the area. They already dug. They're 20 feet down, so we should be getting those results soon on that. We've also ordered the safety equipment, which were vests, jackets, hard hats, and gloves. We spend over $4,000 on it. We've received about 95% of the order. We hope to have the rest of it next week, and once we get everything, we'll start handing them out to the employees. They will have to sign a letter stating that they did receive it, and they will be responsible if they lose it, tears, breaks, whatever. They have to be responsible enough to let us know so we can go ahead and have it replaced.
Is one of those safety equipment, like those face masks, required in your department due to the gas and all that?
We do have those already in the designated areas that need them.
Okay, all right.
You're talking about the SCBA's.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah.
Chlorine gas is deadly.
Yes, sir.
It's deadly on a very small amount.
Correct.
If you breathe it in and you get a little bit, it's going to kill the bacteria in your lungs. It's going to give you pneumonia.
Correct.
And then you can die, maybe survive from it, or you can die from it.
Correct.
If you get too much, it's just going to burn through your lungs.
Yes.
And it'll kill you. That is the most dangerous gas we have in the city. And yes, we definitely have CBAs at all the wells and wastewater plants.
That's good, because I know that there's an expiration on them.
Yes,
So
sir. They do come out and have them tested.
Okay.
I believe it's yearly.
Okay.
They're rechargeable. So
Okay, that's great. That's great.
You have any questions?
No, sir.
If you can, I'd like to get a picture of all the wipies, maybe on one of the bad days. And this next semester, I'd like to see if I can get my students involved in spreading the word about, trying not to flush the wipes.
Okay.
A picture would help, so I could be like, look, this is what we're looking at. Let's try to reduce that.
And I have some on my phone. I can airdrop them to you, email them, however.
Email would be fine.
Okay.
I'll get that to you here in a second.
Okay.
Or it's on my card. I don't know. I don't have one on me, but I'll get it to you.
All right.
Jimmy, thank you for that report.
Thank you.
Robbie, would you like to give us an update on parks, streets and parks, please?
before you start, I just want to thank your department for all the work that you did in sprucing up the airport and making sure that the area was nice and clean and painted. And people were really impressed by all the work that was done, and the chain link fence where we ended up replacing the barbed wire fence. If you look through our code of ordinances, it in fact says that you cannot have a barbed wire fence inside the city, but I'm sure it's never been enforced because nobody looks at it. But thank you.
Or nobody used to go to the airport
Make
as
sure
much as
that-
they're gonna start going now.
Make sure you do address it to your employees that we
I will,
are
sir.
thankful for all the job that you did.
I will.
And your employees that they did a good job.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know it was hard
Thank you for
work,
the
short
acknowledgement.
notice. What was it, a week or two
Just
to
a
do
week.
everything? So,
We were at a timeline.
yeah,
and,
everything was appreciative
but,
from our part to
the
you guys, so thank you.
They worked real hard, and I was real proud of them, the way they worked together as a team. Good evening, Mayor, City Council members, Mr. Dolina. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to recognize and thank the Street Department personnel for working on two projects concurrent at the same time. They were assisting the Main Street under the direction of Karina and the city staff with the Christmas decorations at the city park for their annual Christmas tree lighting and the Plaza Florita. At the same time, we were having the airport project also, and that was by removing the black silk mesh embedded along the fence. That was a lot of work. And the installation of about 900 feet of chain link fence for the ribbon cutting ceremony that took place this morning. 811 was notified for a dig locate for any underground cables lines before the fence was installed. So again, I'd like to commend my staff, my street department personnel, because they were balancing both projects, and we were at a timeline, and they did a great job of finishing or completing those two projects.
I overheard there was a huge rock that needed to be moved too.
Yeah.
So
Yes, we had a
I'm sure that was a
time to do
challenge
that.
as well.
And that was under the direction of Mr. Dualina. He kept, calling me on the phone, and so we did, cutting grass, painting. I want to, thank DJ and Mel also, because I had to use every guy I could, and that's what we did. And so, but we got the job done.
Good job, man.
Well, good job. We all appreciate your service that you give to our community and what you did this weekend or today, that showed today for the airport ceremony. So thank you very much.
And I will tell the guys that on behalf of everybody here that they did a good job. Any questions?
Councilman, any questions for Robbie?
No, sir.
Mr. Thomas?
And if I can add the animal control report, DJ couldn't be here today, but we got a surprise visit this afternoon from the state inspector. He paid us a visit this afternoon, surprise visit. He checked our animal shelter. We were all in compliance with the state. So everything we passed. We had some minor, infractions, but we're going to get those corrected. But all in all, we got a pass.
Can we get for the next meeting a copy of the inspection that they did?
He's gonna forward it to me, so
Okay.
I'll get with him, and as soon as I get it, I will
So
share
it
it
can be
with
in
you
the
guys.
next agenda.
Sure, yeah.
So we can see
I'll
it.
share it with you.
I appreciate that.
I'll contact him and see when he's gonna email it to me. But we passed, so the shelters are still in use.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, thank you for that report, Mr.
Thank
Thomas.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
and to you. Main Street, Ms. Karina?
I also want to commend Karina for the work that she did in setting up the thing, and as Robbie alluded to the fact that all of the personnel in the city worked as a team. Juan set up the cameras, the girls in the office helped Karina out doing some of the work. We recruited other people to take care of the food, so it was a whole team effort in what we did, and we had a very good turnout, and it was a very good event.
Also, the lighting of the tree was a big success. A lot of people, I got a lot of good feedback from the community that they loved it, and they felt that it was much better this year than the previous year. Well, actually, the previous year we didn't have it, but I guess they were starving for some sort of activities as well. So the kids enjoyed themselves, and thank you for that as well. And our office staff who helped out in that as well with the parade and everything also. So thank you.
Good evening, City Council members, Mayor, Mr. Lovelina. I'd like to piggyback off of a little bit of what Robbie said and Mr. Lovelina and the Mayor. I'd like to highlight that it's not just me, it's a complete team effort from not only technicians, administrative personnel at the City Hall, building manager Abel Roman. The street department has done amazing from going back and forth from decorating Plaza Florita to Veterans Park and the airport project. I know it was a big deal, and I just like to highlight that everybody has been working in conjunction with one another, and these events couldn't come into fruition without everybody. So to piggyback after that, December has been a crazy month. We decorate, street department and city staff decorated Plaza Florita, Veterans Park. The lighting of the Christmas tree and Christmas in the Park took place December 3rd at 7 p.m. and the Christmas parade actually took place before that at 6:30 p.m. There was actually 17 entries from businesses and community members, and that doesn't include the sheriff's office and fire trucks. So there was 20 entries total, which I think that was great for the city of Catula and actually promotes. And it was in the Frio Nueces current, thanks to Mark Robertson, and he did an amazing job, and the pictures actually highlight the fun that everybody had at the park, also at the parade. Today, the Cotulla LaSalle County Airport Terminal ribbon cutting took place. Our keynote speaker was actually Texas State Senator Judy Safarini. She was actually very thrilled to be in LaSalle County and to highlight the success and the progress that we have made with the airport. And I say that as the whole city of Cotulla has made. Any outstanding projects that we do have the City Hall ribbon cutting coming up. We're awaiting a confirmation date from keynote speaker Congressman Tony Gonzalez, so as soon as we have that, we will have a date for that. I do have an update on the Stockman's National Bank Phase 2. You have in your packet a total summary of what's going on, but kind of to highlight the main thing is that our color palette proposal, kind of what I'm excited about, it's been approved, and that's the section option, and you can see that in your packet. Those colors include pearl gray for both the wood ceiling on the second floor and the window frames for FAA to approve. Does anybody have any questions or comments for myself?
I have questions, but not in regards to this. I know I spoke to Mr. Dovalina and I spoke to the mayor, and I think I spoke to you all in regards that there's a company that wants to come to Cotulla, and he's a taxidermist, and he was looking for a place to be on Front Street or on Main Street, and Mr. Dovalina will be assisting you. That's what he mentioned to me, because he wants to come and become part of Cotulla. So
we
he's
kind
going
of
to
talked about it today afterwards, after lunch, and we think we can move all the furniture that we currently have in the front part of the old City Hall and store it in one of the warehouses that we have. And there is a locking device that separates that building to where we can still operate from the back and independently operate the front. And so we're going to look at doing that.
And the information, I believe you still have it, right?
Yes, I do. And as soon as we have a complete answer and something that I can go ahead and forward, I'll be in contact with that business owner with the information that you provided me.
Correct. Thank you.
Any questions?
Any other questions for Ms. Karina?
No, sir.
Thank you, and
Ms.
happy
Karina,
holidays.
thank you for that Main Street report. Thank you very much for that. Moving on to item number 6, the approval of minutes.
Excuse me, sir.
Mayor.
No. Yes.
Code enforcement.
Oh, one more.
Oh,
Yes,
I
I'm-
just, Joey, would you come up to the podium?
I was forgetting you, Joey.
He doesn't have a report yet. He's looking through the files that were left behind. We're catching up on some of the things that haven't been done. He is the new hire, Joey Garcia, used to work for the Sheriff's Department. He'll be taking over code enforcement. He's going to reinstate his license, T-close license, and he will be attending classes for code enforcement. And there is a conference in Laredo in February that he will also be attending, and he's going to be using the license of the contractor that we use to check buildings. Annabelle also has a court enforcement license, and he needs to be sponsored in the process of getting his license.
Correct.
And so within the year's time, he should be able to be ready to serve the city. There's anything you want to add?
Members of the City Council, thank you for having me here tonight, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Dovalina. I did 26 years with the Sheriff's Office overall in law enforcement. I look at this as a different chapter in my life, and look forward to continuing to serve the public in a different capacity, and will certainly strive to do whatever I can to help the city of Cotulla, and making sure that we can move forward and make progress in that endeavor of helping our citizens and getting compliance to make Cotulla a nice looking place to come and visit and live. So
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Welcome aboard.
thank you, sir.
And I hope you do well with us.
They will. He will also have a vehicle furnished to him.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. If there's no more departmental committee reports, we're moving on to item number 6, approval of minutes of November 11th, 2021. Ms. City Secretary, was there any changes on the minutes? No? Councilman, did you have a chance to review the minutes?
Yes, sir.
If you did, I need a first motion to approve item number 6.
Aye.
Approval of minutes. First motion made by Mr. Zertuche, second by Mr. Rodriguez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, presentation of financial statements by Jorge Flores. Welcome, Mr. Flores. Another month has been by,
Another month.
and we're another month older.
Council members, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
First report is your sales tax report. For the month of December, the city received $113,955. Now I looked at the detail because I thought the amount was kind of low. The actual current period collections were $147,000. The state had some audit adjustments and reduced the amount by $30-some thousand. So while the $113,000 is low compared to what we've been seeing, the audit adjustments is what brought it down. Normally it would have been, without the audit adjustments, it would have come in at around $145,000. The next report is the hotel motel tax collection report. For the month of November, the city received $113,508. So for the first 2 months, the city has received $218,592. I did look at the deposits for December, and we have collected in the first week of December an additional $35,000, which will be reflected in next month's report.
Okay.
Next page is the statement of revenues and expenditures for the month ending November 30th, 2021. Page number 1, general fund revenues, $855,937. On page number 4, our general fund expenses of $588,961 for net income of $266,976. The water sewer fund on page number 5, revenues of $300,640. Expenses on the next page, of $250,151 for net income of $50,488. Page number 7 is the gas fund. Total revenue is $59,880. Expenses of $56,629 for net income of $3,250. And the solid waste fund on page number 9. Revenues of $127,001. Expenses of $114,203 for net income of $12,797. Now we have included, there's a report at the end. It's a 9-page report. It's a check register, all the accounts payable checks that the city has issued. And since we have not given you this report before, it was run from October 1st, the start of the fiscal year, through today, so that the council can see all of the accounts payable checks that are issued, and we will begin to give you all this report on a monthly basis.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So for the next, for the January report, we will provide the check register for December.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
No, sir.
If there's no other questions for Mr. Flores, Councilman?
No, sir.
Mr. Flores, thank you very much for that report.
Thank you. And if I don't see you all, Merry Christmas.
Same to you, sir.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family, sir. Moving on to item number 8, discussion and possible action to approve a request for release of funds and certification of the Texas Department of Agriculture.
You already executed the contract, and so this is a ratification by the council of the contract that was approved. This is for the project that ties the creek that drains from Gulf to the Mustang Creek, and this is a portion of Ortiz that is going to be paved and then channelized to get rid of the drainage, the water. This is the second leg of that project, and the third leg is the authorization that you did at the last council meeting, where you authorized us to purchase a property and to work on the other leg that is closest to the railroad track. So the project is 3 phases. This is the second phase of that 3-phase project.
Correct.
Any questions on that? Item number 8?
No, sir.
If not, I seek a first motion to approve item number 8. First motion by Mr. Santucci. I need a second. Second by Mr. Rodriguez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 9. Discussion with possible action to accept a donation of $2,500 to the Catula Main Street program to be used for children's vaccination drive.
Good evening. The LaSalle County Fire Rescue and the City of Cotulla has went into conjunction. The LaSalle County Fire Rescue is actually having incentives for the vaccination drive from children aged 5 to 18. Whenever they have completed their full vaccination, and which means they've received their second dose, they're eligible to receive $100. And they're also, their name gets put into a raffle. So what this, the $2,500, if it is approved, it would go into our Main Street nonprofit funds, and that $2,500 would be used to purchase either gift cards or toys for that raffle that will be held at the City Hall.
The reason they're using the Main Street is to use it as a vehicle for the nonprofit to be able to be taken by the corporation that's going to donate the money. And the basic thing that we're going to do is we're going to get gift cards that will then be given out as a raffle for the incentives.
And this will be for the first shot, or?
No.
So it's actually whenever you've completed your full vaccination, so you have to get both shots.
Okay.
And
both
they
vaccinations.
get a number or a ticket or whatever they're gonna do.
Can we pick up the amount instead of 2,500? Can we raise the amount? Because there may be
That's-
more people in Cotulla that are not vaccinated. I'm not sure.
Well,
So there's 126 children that are vaccinated as of today. That 2,500 is actually being donated from a company named Steer. So y'all would have to accept or pass to be able to accept the donation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
the
donation.
item on the agenda
Okay.
is
It's not that the city wants to donate any money. It's
No.
just another company.
No.
Right.
it's a company that's gonna give us some money.
Okay.
Councilman, any other questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
If not, Karina, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I seek a first motion to approve item number 9.
A
Aye.
motion.
First motion by Mr. Rodriguez, second by Mr. Cotulla. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Nay?
Yes.
Make a note that we have a nay by Mr. Alejandro Garcia. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 10, discussion and possible action to participate in the low-income housing water assistance program offered by Community Council of South Central Texas. This organization, they approached us.
They in fact, they call you or Bianca?
They spoke to Veronica.
Okay. There is an organization out of Crystal City. It is the Community Council of South Central Texas. They have received care funds, and they're for payment of rent or for utility assistance, especially for elderly and low-income people. They have asked us to provide them with a list of potential clients that can be covered. We had already developed a list of our own, because if you recall back in earlier during the pandemic, you allowed us to pay for some utilities for some of our people from the funds that we received from CARES. So we already had a list of elderly that we helped, and this is a continuation of that list. And if you know of others that need to be added to the list, we can provide it to them. They do have to have a response from the local entity in favor of participating in order to do the activity. And so that's why it's before you.
Councilman, any questions on item number 10? If not, I seek a first motion to approve item number 10.
Motion.
First motion by Mr. Rodriguez. I need a second. Second by Mr. Alejandro Garcia. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 11, discussion and possible action to award the City of Catula Ortiz Street drainage improvements to Sal Construction Management LLC based on the recommendation of SMB Infrastructure in the amount of $349,902.50.
This was the lowest bid that we had received for this particular project. The state is providing us with $250,000 toward the project. We're going to have to come up with a difference. We have discussed with the contractor to try to lower the price of what is being offered. So the price of the project will not exceed the listed price that's on the agenda, but in all reality, it'll probably be much less than what is currently listed. We'll try to eliminate things that are non-essential. There was I think a removal of a water line. We have done that with our own crews. We've eliminated that work. I want to say there's another mobilization fee that was also in there, but since they're doing Pool Street, they don't need to charge us a mobilization because they're already here, and so we would reduce that as well. And so we're going to try to get the price a little bit lower so that there's less money that comes from the city and more money that actually comes from the state.
And I guess once they start, we'll get an update as to, how much it'll be in the very end, so. Any questions on that? If not, I seek a first motion to approve item number 11.
Aye.
First motion is made by Mr. Sertucci. I need a second.
Second motion.
Second by Mr. Rodriguez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
The next three items are just payments that we have for your approval, even though they already have approved contracts. We're just bringing them to you for information so that you know how the process and how the work is continuing, and the engineers are certifying that work has been done in order to pay the money up front.
And it's done by draw, so that's what it is. Item number 12, discussion and possible action to approve a contractor's payment request number 5 submitted by South Construction Management LLC in the amount of $141,333.57 for the Pool Street Water Line Project. I need a first motion to approve item number 12. First motion by Mr. Garcia.
Aye.
Reynaldo Garcia. I need a second by Mr. Sertucci. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 13, discussion and possible action on an application certification for payment number 8 submitted by McGuire Iron in the amount of $48,215.92 for the airport elevated storage tank project.
Just an add-on, if you want to go see what they're doing, they're in the back of the street yard, and they have the bowl that they're currently doing. They're welding the thing. You remember that we also hired an inspector. They have to inspect the welds to make sure that the welds are appropriate. But if you want to see the work, go to the back and you can see what they're doing, because you normally won't see what they're doing right now.
There's no further discussion on item number 13. I seek a first motion to approve item number 13.
Motion.
First motion by Mr. Rodriguez, second by Mr. Reynaldo Garcia. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 14, discussion and possible action on a contractor's application payment submitted by Briscoe Architectural Conservation in the amount of $17,802.45 for the Stockman's Bank Phase 2. We've already went over this also earlier today, so I seek a first motion to approve item number 14. First motion by Mr. Sertucci, second by Mr. Rodriguez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 15, discussion and possible action to approve the 2022 holiday schedule.
We have updated the schedule. It's the same number of holidays that we had before. We provided you with the new days that are coming up this particular year.
Councilman, any questions on item number 15? If not, I seek a first motion to approve item number 15.
Motion.
First motion by Mr. Rodriguez. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Sertucci. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 16, discussion and possible action to approve a longevity payment to each employee.
Motion.
Any questions on item number 16?
You have the schedule and the employees and how they get affected and how it's figured in your packets, so that you know what everybody is going to get.
So there's one from the one that was approved last year with those amounts, and there's one, the proposal one.
Oh, okay. So they've increased?
The proposal, because every year she does one to match the one that we did last year, they got approved, and then one proposal for an increase. I believe everybody has
It-
that in their packet.
It's the same amount of pay, though.
No, it's changed. Do you have
higher.
In your packet.
It's more, sir.
Yes, more.
So
It's
what,
almost the
it's
very
four
last
categories.
pages.
what is the 850 falling under?
Probably the 1 to 5
It
years.
should be, isn't it?
It says 750 on 1 to
The
5.
1 to 5 years.
The 5,
Okay. Is that just a typo or?
Yes.
Okay.
5 and over yet. 5 to 9 years, 9,
Good eye.
10 years plus, 1,000.
Do you want to see it now?
Councilman, if there's no further questions on item number 16, the longevity payment to each employee, I seek a first motion to approve it.
Are we approving the proposed one or the?
We're gonna approve the much higher one, unless somebody is against that. We're approving the new
Proposed
proposed,
be fine.
the new proposed longevity payment to each employee.
Okay.
Any questions on it?
No, sir.
I need a first motion to approve item number 16. First motion was made by Mr. Rodriguez, second by Mr. Cotulla. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 17. This meeting is adjourned. Mr. Technician, what time is it? 7:56. It is now 7:56.